Welcome to Karma's a Stitch, episode 43. It has been about 3 weeks since we've been here. It's been a crazy 3 weeks. I want to say welcome to everybody who's stuck it out the last 3 weeks. It's been busy and chaotic and amazing, and we'll get into all of that. But thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tanya.
I'm Anthony.
And this is Karma's a Stitch. If you would like to get in touch with us, you can find me on Instagram as Karma's a Stitch. We're both on Ravelry. I am 76 Karma on Ravelry, and I try really hard to keep my project pages up to date for the most part. For the most part. Anthony also has a Ravelry page, which is
94 Karma, and I'm not very active on it, so
one of these days when life settles down, we'll get you active on it. You can also email us at tanya@karmasastitch.com. So that's the admin stuff. Thank you guys. I want to say thank you to those of you that sent us emails over the last couple of weeks, just checking on us. Got one lovely lady in Australia who has just been so sweet and kind and checks on us and tells us how much she enjoys knitting with us and that she misses us. And so...
yeah, sorry about the long wait. So.
Hi, Lorraine.
Hello.
It is so good to be doing this today, and I've been putting it off because we have so much to talk about, and I'm like, I don't know that we have the time in one day. Part of me was like, oh, I'll just do it in bits and pieces, and finally I was just like, I need to quit putting it off. I'm gonna scoot you a little closer because I'm gonna try to sit back so Anthony and I are in the same place. So we have, we start every episode with a scripture, and the scripture for this episode
is John 14:27.
Yes. And I'll type that up and have that at the end of the episode. So, new stuff. And you guys, if you just want to see knitting content, I will put in the minute marker.
The timestamp.
Yep, the timestamp. So you can just jump right to our projects. If you do not want to go through all these new things, that's okay. Just jump to the knitting stuff. But there's a lot of new stuff, and it might seem very unorganized because there's just a lot. I had the knitting retreat that has happened in the last 3 weeks. My mom was here for the last 2 weeks. We've had a lot going on. So, do you want me to start with new stuff?
You can, yeah.
Okay. So, new stuff. As you will know, I had the knitting retreat that my mom went to with me. And one of the items that we got to do at registration was there was a table with, like when we checked in, we got our goodie bag and our, all our extra swag. And we got to pick something off the table. And so this is the skein of yarn. It's a mini skein that I chose from that pile of stuff. In my registration bag that I had received, the theme of this year's retreat was the perfect notion pouch. And so the organizer worked really hard on getting her vendors to participate in building the perfect notion pouch. And of course that's going to be different for everybody, but some of the items that were in the perfect notion pouch would be a repair needle. If you drop a stitch, you use this to save it. A highlighter. And each one.
Different colors.
Yes! How cute is that?
I remember seeing those.
Well, now keep in mind, my mom went to this retreat with me, and so I got double. stuff
snap.
because my mom's not a knitter.
She's a quilter.
She's a quilter. I got some Huckleberry Hike goat milk soap by a local farm here. Lucky 4 Farms. Smell this.
Oh.
Yeah, that's lovely, huh?
Yeah, what's the scent?
Huckleberry. Got a little book with Post-its.
3 Gloves. That's a really good shop.
I really do love that shop.
Yeah.
So, some ball huggers.
I'm actually using one right now.
Measuring tape. So these are all things that were like, hey, this would be amazing in a Notion pouch. Some of the stuff was donated. This is Yarnageddon. This was the alpaca farm that we had gone to. It's a new yarn shop. It's about 45 minutes away from me. Totally worth the drive. And she put some of these little leather, you know, handmade patches, a little wooden button. So that was amazing. We got Fiber Addict with some stitch markers.
You know what you should do?
Tell me.
With the stitch markers?
What's that?
You should give them to me. Because you got double.
I did get double. Here you
I
go.
mean, I'm not.
You're welcome. We got myself a little ruler, gauge swatch.
Real quick, I wasn't telling you what to do.
I know, it's okay. It was a great idea. I got some, it's called Boo Boo Cream, but it's like a little lotion bit. Smell that.
It smells really good. It's like a lemon a little bit.
Kind of. I don't know what's the ingredients. Mango butter, coconut oil, beeswax, witch hazel, lavender, tea tree oil, and honey. Yep.
I don't know where the citrus comes from, but I can definitely smell it. And I can smell all of those things as well, but...
Got another bar of soap. Do you want one of those too?
I do.
Okay. So I got a pen. I got 2 pencils. This one says, buy yarn, be happy. And this one says, I can totally make that. So that was super fun. I got some stickers from the retreat. That was the name of the retreat, Fiber Love Retreat.
Is that the same scent you got?
Yeah, same scent.
Okay.
Little emery board, nail file.
Sorry, I didn't mean to keep interrupting you.
No, ask away.
Alright, you brought it on yourself.
I got another measuring tape with some needle stoppers.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something really rude. You want a happy farmer?
Of course.
And I'll have one too.
Okay.
And I'll try not to sound like I'm talking with candy in my mouth.
Speak for yourself.
I've got a little bit of coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So that is what I got in my bag. There was something else. Also, look at this Notion pouch.
Sorry. Where did my coffee go? I'm gonna find my...
So, look at these cute little Notion pouches that were also in our little swag bag. And this is what we ended up putting together. All these different needles that can be used for weaving in ends. Because do you remember what I told you my mom was going to do?
Weaving ends.
Look at all these. These also were donated by one of the vendors. Look at all those different needle sizes.
What? I mean, you're probably not going to send those up to Grandma.
No, because she took one.
Oh, that's right. But I I mean...
She took one because she took about 6 of my projects that had ends needing to be woven in. Yeah, I have this tote where when I finish a project, I just put it in this tote. Because I don't weave in the ends. And so she took those projects with her and she's gonna send them home whenever she's done.
Yep.
So I got a little notion pouch. My mom made one of these. So she made a total of 120 to be given out at this retreat.
To be given. Nice.
Well, yes, it was.
Nice job, Grandma.
Yeah, she is over the green yarn balls. Also at the retreat, I had a friend, a lovely local lady, came to me and said that she knows how much cinder means to me. And so she's trying her hand at making stitch markers, and she made me a little stitch marker. Can you see that with a little puppy paw?
Yeah. That's really...
Isn't that so cute?
Yeah, that was really sweet of her.
It was very thoughtful. It was very thoughtful.
Yeah.
So thank you, Carrie, for that.
Thank you. That was very thoughtful.
And then we played, so Thursday night, we played a game.
Oh.
And what we did was there was one dice at the table, and it was a group. Everybody had to break up into groups of 4. And you brought 3 different items. It could be a notion, 3 things, okay, between $5 and $10 each. Some people brought mini skeins, needles, whatever. And you sat down at a group of 4, you rolled the dice, and if it said, and the dice says left, right, center, yes.
That is a fun game.
Yes.
You guys probably use like stitch markers or...
So let me show you what I won.
Okay.
During that game.
That is a very fun game.
Yes. So...
You should explain the rest of it though.
Okay. So you roll the dice, and if it says left, you turn to the person to your left and you pick an item in front of you that you're going to swap for an item in front of them. You pick the item in front of them that you want, and you pick the item in front of you don't want, and you swap. You rolled the dice, so you get to choose both. If it says across, or it was a circle, so if it was a circle, then you go across from you and pick from that person's stash. If it was a star, you could look at anything on the table and take from any person. So what I ended up with was this book, 101 Designer One Skein Wonders.
So did you guys have the center? And if you get the center, you would put something that you don't want in the center, and then whoever wins gets the...
There was no center.
Okay. Because you said left, right, center.
Right, because that's how you and I play the game. When we play with cash.
It's a good gambling.
We play with singles. It doesn't get crazy.
Yeah. And then
but
whenever...
when the center one came up, which was the star, what we did was you got to pick from anybody's pile.
So we play the same game, just with money. And a little different than how my mom explained it.
It might be illegal for us to do that. Is that considered gambling?
Well,
maybe we shouldn't publicize that we do that.
Well, no, I usually give the money back. It's just fun to
I don't.
play.
I keep it. I don't give it back. I keep it.
It's just a little rebel.
This is a book that I got during the first open night game.
That's awesome.
I also got a candle. White tea and sage. Okay, sparkling. Smell?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So these were a couple of the prizes that I won during that game.
I just swallowed the thing. I was enjoying like having that in my mouth.
Well, now it's gone.
Now it's gone.
I guess we'll have to listen to you talk without something in your mouth now. So, also at the retreat.
Oh, nice.
I got a new water bottle. Nice. And this signpost was designed by one of the organizer's friends. And this is how far everybody traveled to get to the retreat. So you see this right here? Anchorage.
Oh,
that was my
grandma.
mom.
That was great. Yeah, that was grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, no, you live in Meridian.
Yeah, but Boise essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody from Vancouver, Spokane, Idaho Falls,
Anchorage,
Lewiston.
Alaska.
I mean, what a fantastic.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, it even
is that the mileage?
Yep, that's how many miles they had to travel to get to the retreat.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I got a new water bottle.
Whoever designed that, was a good idea.
It was fabulous, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did they watch the video? Or
They were at the retreat.
Yeah, I know. But did they watch the?
I don't know. I don't know. Gotcha. So then I also got a new coffee cup. Isn't that fantastic?
Does that say love, never repeat?
Fiber Love Retreat.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah, that was the name of the retreat. So I got a water, I almost said water trough. I got a water bottle. I got a coffee mug. As a few of you know, I was on, the organizer pulled together an advisory board at the tail end of last year, and she asked me to be a part of that. And as a thank you to her advisory board, she had these project bags made with our names on them.
So it's the same as the water.
The Notion pouch and the water bottle.
Yeah.
Because this was her logo for the retreat.
Gotcha.
And look at this.
In case it's like overflowing.
Mm-hmm. Just in case. That would never happen to me though.
No, yeah.
It has a little matching Notion pouch. So yeah. I mean, and that was all from the retreat. It was fantastic. Now, I'm going to get into some of the fiber that I've gotten. And some of this was not purchased. Some of this was bought for me. Some of this was bought before the retreat by my mom for me, because mom clearly isn't going to use any of the yarn. So
use fabric, not yarn.
So this first project I have not started yet, but this is kind of a whip and kind of a new acquisition, but I'm going to talk about it right now because I gave you a forewarning that it might be a little unorganized. So we were at Three Loves Yarn Shop, and she had on display, it's just a V-neck right here with a turtleneck. It's not a full shirt. It's not a full sweater. It just is the turtleneck and then comes down like a long handkerchief. And it was designed by a local lady to me. And she had a sample of it made with this yarn. And my mom was like, holy smokes, this is amazing stuff. And of course, I don't have ball bands.
Uh-oh.
But when I get the ball bands, because I will come across it somewhere in this pile, I'll tell you what it is. But I'm going to stripe it with these two. This is what mom chose. And if you guys remember, I did that Sunday sweater, and it was like this pearlescent purple yarn. That's exactly what this looks like. It's kind of got some gray in it, a purple hue. I mean, it's...
Oh, like are you talking about the standing stones? Because it's more gray. It still had a little tint of purple, but that was like a lot more gray.
You see more gray in that than purple?
I see more light purple, but I do see a little bit of gray in there
Yeah,
too.
I do too. So, got that. And I got needles for that already in this project bag made by my mom. ready to be cast on. Now, I also have these two here, which are going to be ball cozies.
What are those?
Ball huggers.
Oh, just not round.
They're going to be knit. I'm going to knit them. Like a sock. Like a big sock too.
Oh, so you're gonna knit this.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's cool.
So these are, let's see, trekking, Ideen and Handstrick, confidence. Let's see. It says color is 713. It's 75 superwash, 25 palmide, which is weird. It says it's made in Germany, and on one row, and I'll hold the label up for you. On one row, it says it's 75% superwash, 25% palmide, but then on the next row, it says 75% new wool, 25% nylon. So, is palmide nylon? Maybe it is. Anyway, so that was this one. This one is color 714. Aren't those fun? And I'm gonna make, I'm gonna use a size 1.5 DPN for those. And here's the ball bands for the two yarns that I just showed you I'm gonna do with my mom. So the creamy color one was called Mother of Pearl. It's by the Fiber Company.
Oh, sorry.
It's Road to China, Silk and Jewels, a luxurious blend of cashmere, camel, silk, and baby alpaca.
Oh, I wonder how camel feels.
You want to feel it? Because she got me two more colors.
Yeah. I know baby alpaca is very nice. It's soft.
Yeah, so the cream colored one was Mother of Pearl, and the purple gray huey one was called Ametrine. Ametrine.
I didn't get that. Could you try?
Nope, thank you.
I wasn't talking to you.
And then she got me this green one, which I think is gorgeous. And the color of this one is abalone. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And this one was called Appetite. They're all very, very soft. I am very excited to work with all of them.
I just bumped the phone. Sorry, or the camera. Sorry.
It's okay, I do it all the time. I try not to, but it still happens. Okay. Now this right here. You want to guess what this is?
Can I feel it?
Sure.
So it's definitely wrapped up in something. Underneath the bag. Of course it's wrapped up in the bag. Let's see. I want to say yarn, but then again, like they put down. Like this kind of feels like yarn, but it's like right there.
You're noisy. You're really, really noisy.
You told me to guess. You told me to guess.
Sorry, folks.
This is definitely something right here.
Don't break it.
I'm not gonna break it. I don't know. There's definitely something.
So here this was.
Cylinder something in there, but I'm guessing yarn.
Sitting on a table. A Halloween Advent.
Okay.
And the theme is Hocus Pocus.
Hocus.
With the 3 witches.
Yeah.
With Bette Midler and
yeah.
What was the blonde's name?
I don't know, but
anyway,
it's a good movie.
Super fun movie. That is the theme for this Halloween Advent, and it was sitting there on the table. She brought them to the retreat, and it was sitting on the table, and I had a really big choice to make.
Oh.
She has a Halloween one, and she had a Christmas one.
I'm sure you're gonna get a Christmas
I am
one.
not doing both of them.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a Christmas one.
From a different dyer. I'm not doing both from her. I couldn't justify it. And she had the Halloween one on sale. So that is what this is. I'm gonna open it because they're already pre-wrapped. So here
that's what it was.
Is my final day, which is wrapped in black.
This was the cylinder thing that I was doing.
Yeah, so this is by Trilogy Yarns. I've got some candy here. I'm glad it's individually wrapped because it's been hot. Looks like a candle. I'm really excited. This one is my full skein wrapped in black. And then I've got a Trilogy yarn bag and all of my individually wrapped mini skeins.
That's pretty neat.
So I will start those on
October 1st.
In October, but I believe there's only 14 in here. So I'll probably do it every other day. Yeah. So this is something from the market day at the retreat. Now, we have another, I say local to me. She's in the same state, but she lives several hours away. Her company is called Blue Savannah. And if you have been around here, our channel for a little while, you know how I feel about minis.
You have to have them all.
So there's Blue Savannah. And so there I was, looking at her beautiful setup and amazing booth. It is something, I wish I would have gotten a picture just to show you. Her booth setup is phenomenal. And she had all these minis, and I can't walk away from a table with minis.
Yeah, no, you make like very beautiful items with, you know, the minis. And
well, I can't walk, I don't know what, I clearly, anyway, it's an issue.
Well, I mean, you find something like whenever you buy them,
I use them.
Yeah, no, like you find some way or somewhere to put it, and they always turn out really good.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the minis I've got.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is one that and they have different bases, so I am going to go through these. But this one is a fingering weight, 70% merino, 15% silk, 15% yak. Okay, very soft. It's 150 yards. If you want to touch it. This one is the same base. It's like a deep plummy purple.
Ooh, these are very soft.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah. Look at that one. It's got, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's got some black in there. That's absolutely gorgeous. So this is the same base, the 70% merino, 15% silk, 15% yak.
These would make, you know, really good scarves or cowls.
Oh, you think
like,
so?
Yeah, like I'm feeling it on my neck and very soft.
Yeah, look at this one. It's This one is definitely more purple. Same base. Let me see that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look pretty close.
Yeah, one of them definitely has more purple in it for sure.
Yeah.
Ugh. But I have a hard time walking away from minis. This one, oh, you guys, look at that. Look at how rich that is. Look at how blue.
It's a lot.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it resembles a lot of this other blue one right here.
Definitely deeper pigment.
Yes, definitely deeper. But they're both very, very beautiful.
Yes. So then this one is 85% merino, 15% mulberry silk. And this does say hand wash and cold. So 85%, 21.5 micron merino. I'm assuming that's not superwash, but I tend to wash all my hand knit items by hand anyway. And then this one is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. Oh, I just love her. I mean, her colors are just amazing. So as I was standing at the booth of Blue Savannah, very content with my mini skein purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the one color that I don't particularly care for?
Orange. Yes.
And on her absolutely gorgeous display, there's this color up there, and I was like, oh my gosh, those two look really amazing together. And then I looked one over because there were two hanging side by side. I was like, those are absolutely gorgeous together. And then I looked just to the other side of those two, and there was another skein that was like, holy cow, these three skeins were just made to go together. And she's like, yeah, but over here there's this other one. So right on the other, there were these 4 skeins sitting there, and I was like, no, I have to walk away. I've got no business looking at 4 full skeins of yarn if I don't know what I'm going to put it into.
Well,
and I said,
you've bought yarn.
I know, but I need to like try to say, okay, it's the end of the year. I'm going to be doing Advent projects. I'm going to be doing the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along.
And you're going to do a knit on, what is it called? Like a knit on party? Or
the
cast on party.
The cast on party is not going to be till after the first of the year, and we'll talk about that at the end when we talk about events. But I was like, oh my gosh, I should just walk away from this right now. And she's like, well, this is the last color, or the last skein of this color that I have.
You're like, all right,
I said,
how much is it?
No, I said, could you just put it underneath your table? And I'm going to go back to my booth because my mom was selling her project bags, and I'm going to go back to my booth and get on Ravelry and see if I can come up with a project that needs 4 colors. And I went back and I'm like, oh, Mom, I need to find a project. And I'm looking and I'm looking. I'm looking through my favorites. I'm looking at my library.
Even if you find 2 projects.
Nothing. I couldn't find anything.
Well, like you could even find multiple different projects that would take.
Well, you're helping me now. This was help I needed days ago.
I wasn't there.
So I really wanted them to go all 4 together. And so then the shop owner to one of the local yarn shops was there, and I was like, hey, come look at these 4 colors with me. It became a little too consuming. And I said, hey, would you come look at these 4 colors and then help me come up with a project? So she goes over there and looks at these 4 colors with me. Mm-hmm. And then she got looking at stuff, and we got to talking about patterns, and I still did not come up with a pattern.
So you didn't buy them?
I went back over to her booth and I said, I don't know why I pretended to look for a pattern. We both know I'm walking away with those 4 skeins. know why. I was trying to be responsible. I really was trying to be responsible. So here's one of them.
Oh, that's pretty. Well, I mean, that's kind of orange.
Right? So this is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. So I've got this one. And I've got this one. Don't those look lovely?
Yeah. What kind of project were they on?
They weren't. They were just hanging there, calling out my name.
Yeah.
Hi, Tanya. How's it going?
I'm gonna go home with you today. You don't know it, but...
But we secretly do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful.
Now, I told you that
Is your next one purple? Is your next one purple?
I told you there were 4. I don't know how to hold these so that I can hold all of them. Can you do that for me? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I knew it.
You guys, look at these 4 colors. How...
That is beautiful.
How
Holy
was I
smokes.
not... How was I not going to get that? I needed...
It's hard to pass that up. Those
right?
I mean, even if you make a project and then you have an idea and so you keep the project and you unravel it all and then you work with those colors again.
Look at that.
That is so beautiful. This one especially.
It just ties them all together.
It really does. I mean, it could even go by itself. It's just a beautiful, beautiful
I
color.
tried to come up with a project and I was like... I couldn't find one, but
Like,
I knew
I don't
was...
know what it's going to go in, but we both know it's coming home with me.
So then, that's my Blue Savannah haul. So then, I was at the Trilogy Yarn booth, and she had these little envelopes of minis.
There you go.
Okay.
That's really little.
Yeah, and there was a mini skein inside.
Well,
And if you bought one of these...
Oh, it's empty because you took it out.
Yeah. So if you bought...
It's a very small mini.
Yeah, it was. It was just a mini skein. But if you bought one of these, you could open it up, and inside was a coupon.
A coupon?
And you could only use one per purchase. You could buy as many minis as you wanted, but you could only use one coupon, and you could use the coupon that was going to take off the most.
So is it?
Just take $5 off your purchase. Yeah. And I got 2 of those. And so I got to take $10 off my purchase.
That's cool.
The 2 minis that I got from her, this one.
Oh, that's nice.
It's one of a kind. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And this one was called Goodbye to Life. It was from her Hocus Pocus, you know, where the guy's like, or the witch was like, goodbye, life, goodbye, or something like that. I can picture it in my head.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I don't know.
Goodbye to me. Goodbye, world.
Oh, they were, yes.
The witches.
Yeah, they...
Having a pity party.
They
It was
were...
Bette Midler. Goodbye to life.
Goodbye to me.
Yes.
They were.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they were like because
the sun was just getting ready to come up in the movie, and that's how much time they had, or something. So anyway, isn't that a pretty color?
It is.
Well, I thought it was so pretty. I bought a full skein of it.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that fun?
So if that was a one of a kind.
Nope, this one was the one of a kind.
Okay. So I was kind of paying attention to...
Yeah, look at those colors. Are you kidding me right now?
Those are beautiful.
Look at that, you guys. Look in there. I mean, it is...
My favorite kind of purple is royal purple.
Yes, it's beautiful. I mean, it's got blues and pinks, and it's just a stunning skein of yarn. There was no way I could walk away from that. So...
I like
80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. You like this little faded bit?
Yeah, because she put purple, and then kind of faded it to light purple. But then the black, she had it faded to like almost white.
Well, that would be just where the dye didn't pick up in the yarn stain, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that purple.
Yeah.
So, bud, you're up. You get to talk about your new stuff now.
I don't have any new stuff.
Ha ha ha.
Just joking.
He's got stuff.
So, well, I got this.
What is this?
This is a bar of soap. It's
that I just handed you.
it's the same soap. So I'm not really, so it's Huckleberry Hike Goat Milk Soap. And it's the same exact soap that my mom explained. So if you,
By Lucky Four Farms, who's local to us.
Yes, by Lucky Four Farmers. That is...
Lucky Four Farm.
Yes. And yes.
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 Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so, and all of these, my grandma donated to me. Mm-hmm. And so she donated Mainstays Home 4-ply worsted. And it is 8 ounces, or 228 grams. It calls for a US 8, and the colorway is number 2. So that is the name, and so the colorway right about there.
What's it made out of?
It is made out of 100% acrylic, and so that's where you can tell the needle size.
Recommendation.
And, the recommendation, and then the grams and the weight. And Grandma also got. She came down with 2 of these. It's a 311 yards or 285 meters. It is 6 ounces or 170 grams. It calls for I can never really find it on here. Oh.
It's only got the crochet hook on there, though.
Yeah, it's only got it's only got a crochet hook.
But it would be the same millimeter, 3.5 millimeter.
Okay. Or a US, just 4.
A US E, yeah.
Okay, so a US E4. And so I have 2 of these.
The 4, I think, would be the needle.
Okay.
The E would be the hook. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Is that acrylic, or what is that made out of?
Gosh, I keep forgetting.
That's
that.
okay.
The colorway is 8, and it's royal blue.
Mm-hmm. That's what
royal
it says.
Blue, and yeah, definitely. If I was royal, I'd be wearing that right there. And it's 100% acrylic. I got 2 of these.
That one's silkier than the other acrylic.
It does. If they both are acrylic.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just the way they process it.
Yeah, maybe. I also got Craft Smart Value, and that's 100% acrylic. Yeah, it must be the way that they, make it, and because this one's not very. It almost feels like wool.
But she was thinking, like with acrylic, you can wash it.
Yes.
And if you're donating hats,
Yeah.
you can wash them easier if you make them with acrylic.
Yeah.
So that's awesome that she was thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. And so this one also is 100% acrylic. It's 364 yards or 333 meters. And let me find the colorway. It calls for a US 9, and it's gray. And so that's how long it is, and okay, and then that's how you what size needle it calls for, and then cover that up, and then the colorway. And so thank you, Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not done. She donated this to me, and also this. And the first one is both of them are by Mandala.
They're both Lion brand, right here.
Oh
Lion
yeah,
brand.
yep, Lion brand,
and it's the Mandala Ombre. Yep.
And this one is 5.3 ounces or 150 grams, 344 yards or 315 meters. It calls for a
Right here. A US 7.
Okay, but it doesn't say US. It's
No.
just, okay, so it calls for a US 7. The colorway,
This right here,
mm-hmm.
if you just start right here and start working,
Yeah.
this is what it will look like.
Okay.
That's what that is.
Okay.
And then your color information will be up here.
Okie dokie. The color number is 217.
And it's called Zen.
It's called Zen.
Yep.
And
Put it up like that.
okay. Yeah. And so if you just take,
you can pull from either end, whatever you want to do.
If you just take this and just start working with it, that right there, that's how it'll look. And
so this is the Zen colorway.
Yep, Zen. So this one right here, same brand, same, it's just a different color. The measurements are the same. And so this one, I'll go over it again. It's 5.3 ounces, or 150 grams, 344 yards, or 315 meters. It also calls for a US 7. And this color is
chai,
yeah. And so again, if you just grab one end and you just grab it and you just start, working with it. This is how it'll, look and play out right there. So this is also, obviously same company, Mandala Ombre.
You want to hold it up so they can see?
Yes. And then lionbrand.com is it's a
beautiful.
very, very, very pretty. Thank you, Grandma. And it's 2 more.
Now these were not donated.
Yeah, no, these I bought, and at 3 Loves.
Building.
Yeah. So I bought this green. I don't
Do you have the ball
No.
band in there?
Oh, the ball band is right. I think it got.
In your project bag?
Yeah, no, it's. Ah. Okay. So.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Can I see your?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't think that's hers.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think we have. Let's look right here. I don't know what you did with the ball bands. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But right now, what yarn or what needle size am I using? Using 40 millimeters. I'm assuming the US 6.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm using a US 6 on this. This is the same size. I bought this. Yep. And so I bought this. And I'm working on it right now. I also bought this. I've used quite a bit of the tan. And so since, and then my grandma, she made placeholders. And she did not for all of them, but she did do an Alaska theme. And so.
You want to take them out?
Yes.
So she made some stitch markers and progress keepers that are Alaska themed, and I got pictures of a couple more that she's done since she's been home.
She did.
Yeah, like the Alaska state flag.
Oh, that is cool. Blue and gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll hold your little bag for you, and then as you get them done, I'll put them back in here.
Alright. So, so this is Alaska themed. I want to say it's a puffin. Yeah. And then this is Alaska themed. That's I want to say that's an orca.
Killer whale.
Well, they're the same. You know, killer whale or orca.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those are in Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
And so is this.
That's my starfish I gave you.
Yep. I got this one from my mom. And okay.
So you got some cool new stitch markers.
I did. I usually don't have anything to show.
I know, you got a lot. It's been a busy 2 weeks. We are
It has.
55 minutes in, and we haven't shown any knitting yet.
That's crazy.
Do you want to talk about your whips?
You always go first.
You want me to talk about mine first?
I'll start.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this week,
She's like, well, don't mind me.
We're going to start talking about whips because we are 55 minutes in of just new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the litmus cowl. I have done some work on this since you guys last saw it. So if you, let's see here, where is the stitch marker? So this is where it was the last time you guys saw it. This has just been crumpled up. I'm so sorry. So this is where it was the last time you guys saw it. And this is the progress that I've made since then. And if you guys remember, I had these, wow, that's really wrinkled. This little set of the 5 gram minis. And then I got the main skein that reminded me of somebody said, oh, it's so romantic. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of dirty. So it became my little dirty romance thing.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna move my stitch marker here. I'm gonna give you this because I want to see your face. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna move my progress keeper up here to the top so the next time you guys see it, it will be an accurate placement. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'm just kidding and it won't really go on for me. There we go.
Brandis.
Okay, so that is the litmus cowl. I am doing that on US 5. I think the project called for a 4, but I'm going with a 5. And that's being housed in this project bag made by my mother. Another whip I have worked on is being housed in this bag given to me by my friend Karen. And this is for the 2022 Sweet 16 Puget Sound local yarn shop tour.
Isn't that in Alaska?
Part of it.
Puget Sound.
And this is where I am housing my most recent Stephen West shawl pattern. And this was not a mystery knit along. And this project has just got so many different things going on. So this is the project that I did all inner yarns in.
It's very pretty.
Yeah. So this is how far I've gotten. These are all the different stitches. I don't know if you want to see it closer, but I think it's coming together absolutely gorgeous. These crisscrosses, probably my least favorite. I mean, it's just been so fun though. So there we go. That's the progress I've made, more crisscrosses. But yeah, that's my progress. I think I just started section 19. Yep. And it's coming along great. I am using all inner yarns in colors, and I will go through all of those colors again when I finish this project. I'm truly enjoying this. I'm looking forward to the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, which he has already started getting everybody excited about. And so I'm very excited to have that one wrapped up. Now, while my mom was here, she wanted that Audrey cowl that I finished for the shop sample for 3 Loves. My mom really loved that Audrey cowl, and so she asked me to make one for her in cotton. And so I don't know if you guys will remember these 50-gram skeins of cotton that I had. And I have lots of different colors.
Are all of those gonna go into the Audrey cowl?
All of them are gonna go in here for Grandma. Yeah.
Okay. Those are very pretty colors.
Yeah. So I am working, and this is the progress I've made on that. Not much to show, but first color. And I'm just using the entire 50-gram skein. That's what I'm going to use for this. And it is being housed in the Firefly project bag that my mom made for me. And I just love this. I just love it. So there is whip number 3 that I have worked on in the last 3 weeks. You guys, it has just been absolutely chaotic in my life recently. And so I'm going to make a suggestion right now. And that suggestion is, and I'm doing this as a segue into Anthony's whip, because Anthony in all reality should have an FO today. He does not, because I was doing the Kitchener stitch on his cowl. Remember this beautiful cowl he was doing? And I was doing the Kitchener stitch to attach the ends. And I ended up attaching the wrong side. And when I say the wrong side, I have the opening for the front top and I have the opening for the back. I shouldn't be doing this when I have so much on my head.
But it's not also just your fault. I should have learned how to do it.
No, this is something I said that I would do for you. So his cowl is really wanting to be finished.
It really is.
I just need to unpick this Kitchener stitch and attach it correctly. So that's on me, and I am so sorry. He hopefully will have an FO next week.
Yeah.
Because we are back to weeklies.
Okay. Yeah.
Alex is back at school, so we are back to weekly recordings.
Okay.
Yay us.
So there won't be any more 3-week long,
Nope, there will not be.
Just next
week.
Yep, next week.
So that's all for my whips.
Hokey pokey.
You want to talk about your whip?
Yes. So when the last time that I was showing you my whip was the Fox in the Hole. I believe that was
the name of that yarn.
That was the name of the hole. The yarn.
That was the Inner Yarns Zen tag that you had in there. That was for this one.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yep. And so, and I was about that far. Well, since then, I knitted up, and I finished that skein, and I finished that skein, and waited a couple days, and then I was hanging out with my mom, and I showed her. I was like, hey, I just the skein's done, and she said, I don't think that's like what did you say?
I was like, why don't we just keep building on it?
Yeah.
And find some more colors, and you could do an Audrey cowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And so after this color, because I'm sure whenever I said I was working on this, you guys were just like, oh, well, he started a new project. No, I am working on the same project, just different color. And so whenever I'm done with this tan, I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to go and buy like a burgundy color and maybe another color.
Yeah, because you got some of that in here.
Yeah. I got some burgundy in there, maybe a little bit of light blue in there, and then
just kind of capture all of them, all the colors that are in that Inner Yarns in colorway.
Yeah, so like that tan, right there. You got it right here, and so, but it's got a lot of green in it, so I don't think that this solid green should be very close. I want to have some more colors in there and then toss this in there. So I thought I had an FO, but then Mom said that I should probably just keep working on it and start building it, or keep building it, and yep. So
we have to find those ball bands so we know what yarn that is. I think it's Cascade 220, but I'm not for sure.
Yeah. So
we'll have to double check that.
Yep.
I'm so sorry about Anthony's FO. I feel
that's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. I'm sure that they understand.
Yeah. So anyway, I do have an FO. That's actually an FO.
All the ends are weaved in.
My mom was here. Ends got woven in.
Thank you, Grandma.
So I have my Advent shawl, and you guys, the last time you saw this, I had all of the pie pieces in there, all the different colors of the pie. Okay, and I had started the lace border. This is where I was on that lace border. I had gotten that far. Okay, and that was essentially 2 of the pie shapes and just barely into the third. Well, there's 24 of those. I mean, it was quite the undertaking for this border. But if I look at this border, I think it's beautiful. I'm so glad I did it. And I think this brown, I think it was called Grounded. It just goes really well with each one of these colors. I love this. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this was the cashmere and coconuts summer kit that I got. It had 24 minis and 1 full skein.
That's a long...
Right?
Yeah.
It was really, but look at that. It just goes so well with all of the colors. I was really pleased with it. So yeah, I'll try to get some better pictures, but woo.
Whoa.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I love it. So it turned out great. Here, Anthony, get your head up here. Get your head up closer. This might be our picture. Okay, so yes, it turned out really good. And you got, with this main color, you did an I-cord along the entire edge of it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this was a fun project. I could see myself making this again. I mean, it was that enjoyable.
That's awesome.
And it went quick. I really did enjoy it. So that's it for my FOs, you guys. I am so sorry that this was such a long episode and so much of it was new acquisitions and so little was knitting content. I am hoping, truly hoping, that life settles down a little bit. There's just a lot going on. And you know how you have stuff going on in your life and you end up feeling all of these emotions and it's like all under the surface and you're just waiting for all of it to come out. My headspace has not been in the right place to do much more than just a simple pattern. So it has been good to have my mom here. That was wonderful. Alex is back in school. She's enjoying that.
I'm very happy for that.
Yeah. Anthony and I will be back to our weekly recordings starting next week. We will be back next week. And as far as events go, Anthony brought up the next cast on party, and that will not be taking place until after the first of the year.
Yeah, I think you said because in December people are trying to finish up their Christmas presents and
right. Well,
trying to just get the projects off the yarn and
off the needles. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So
off the needles. Sorry.
What the plan is so you have November and December, which are really holiday knitting time, wrap up the year with your projects. And then you've got October, which is not everybody participates in this, and I recognize that, but the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, there's a lot of people that participate in that Mystery Knit Along. I will be one of them. And so I would really like to have some stuff off of the needles by then to start that Mystery Knit Along. And so doing a cast on party in October didn't seem to make much sense. So that left September. Well, September is tomorrow or the next day? Tomorrow. So doing a cast on party in September when everybody's trying to get stuff wrapped up for the Mystery Knit Along and holiday knitting, what we have decided to do is each Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. our time, and I'm in Boise, Idaho, we're gonna have a wrap-up party. I'm gonna have my Zoom room opened where you can pop in, pop out, however often you would like. You do not have to participate every Friday. And we're just gonna try to wrap stuff up, finish up your projects, finish up something that's close, because what I wanna finish this week, I'm hoping I get done this week, and next Friday, I'll be wanting to wrap something else up on that Friday. So those wrap-up parties, the Finish Fridays, if you will. So our Finish Fridays will start this Friday, which is September 2nd, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. my time in Boise, Idaho. If you want to be a part of that, please message me on Instagram and I'll make sure you have the link. I just realized something I really wanted to share. I'll be right back. So not even Anthony has seen this. So the other day, I got a package at my front door and it was from the UK. And I'm like, I didn't order anything. You know what I'm saying? It's got this person's name on it. I don't know anybody.
I'm not gonna say your name.
I don't know anybody by that name. I mean, that name didn't
That's
pop.
That's a cool name, though.
It's a great name,
yeah.
But that name didn't immediately click with me. And so I was like, what the heck? And so then I open it, and there's a note on the cover, signed by this person's wife. His wife, I do know, saying, I hope you like it. Basically, I hope you like it. And I was like, oh, I think I know what this is. And I opened it up. Don't look, you sneaky Pete.
Well,
And I'm going to show you. So this is Cinder.
Cinder Bender.
So this is the picture this sketch was done.
Oh my gosh.
That's my Cinder Bender.
Oh my gosh.
And this was done. So if you watch Mandy at Mouse's Makes, she has a picture on her wall done by her husband. And this whole thing is done in Sharpie.
That is so neat because I'm looking at that and then I can see it on there. That is pretty accurate.
He did that
very, very good
with a Sharpie.
I mean, you can't mess up with a Sharpie.
No.
That is amazing.
So thank you, Mandy and husband. Thank you so much. I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he's okay with that, but Mandy's on there, and Mandy introduces herself at the beginning of every one of her episodes. So I'm okay with that. But this is amazing. I'm just so impressed with that. I mean,
look at oh man.
Look at her. So absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe I forgot to pull this out here today because it was sitting not with the rest of my stuff because I had it in a safe spot. So yeah, this is another new acquisition I got, and I will be
a new acquisition or a new F-up?
No, this is an acquisition. It's something I newly acquired.
Oh, okay. So new, yeah.
So this is something that I will be getting framed and will be
definitely going up on the wall.
Yes, for
definitely,
sure.
Definitely.
I was just in awe over that. And I mean, for them,
oh my God.
I had no idea it was coming. He has done a few others that I've seen by other people in our little chat group. And it's just the talent, you know, some people are just gifted like that. And he is one of them. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
For this amazing, I mean, truly talented piece of art.
That picture will be around for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Man.
So you guys, sorry for the long break there. We will be back to weekly podcasts, and we will see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.